think I got one ear is lower than the other because this is I'm just crooked. Just goes to show we just ain't all made up so pretty, you know. Something happens. Something happens and we go crooked, you know. It's all this crooked living. Good morning, you guys. Yes. Today I'm gonna get this shirt dirty. I've got to. So what I want to do anyways is I want to tell real fast that, you know, someone I was just in somebody else's little den, you know. I come up early in the morning and do a little fishing around just to see, you know, what's going on, and I kind of leave the line in the pool for a little while, the cesspool, and then every once in a while, ding, you know, I know, hey, I might have caught something. Well, anyways, it's an easy way of fishing, but it's basically how I can get anybody to come and I ask them to come troll me on my channel instead of just being mean to me there. Come over and see what all the hoopla is all about, you know. So, but anyways, that's I call it door to door, and you got to, yeah. It's just, you know, I'm not allowed to make money off this stuff. And, you know, and I'm really not complaining when you hear me say that, you know, oh my God, you know, I'm already poor in a way, and I'm just absolutely one of the richest people on earth because of this little bubble world that I live in. But I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and that is, this idea is everybody's waiting, you know. We've already done my thing. Everyone's praying for the end of time and stuff like that, you know. And now there's this great big giant temple made up, and you know, it's nuts. It's nuts. I was just asking this gal, you know. I mean, she was honestly saying, you know, well, we're gonna have the temple made before Jesus can return, you know. So it's not like they're waiting for Jesus to return. You know, they're not reading the Bible correctly, none of them, from the Jewish people all the way down, you know, all of them, or all the way up, whichever way you want to go with it. Right now the Bible is being used, and religion is being used as like a pry bar, you know. It's like, you know, you got to give this thing respect, so they make you have to respect it, just like you have to respect all this garbage that they're talking about today. You know, I can't make fun of some of my best friends that are cross-dressing and stuff like that. And I talked to him, I said, you know, are you having trouble, you know? She goes, I'm an entertainer, Rick, you know, I'm a drag queen. Yes, I'm a man, you know, but right now I'm a drag queen. You know, I live with this stuff. I don't see where everyone is going nuts about stuff like this, you know. It's the people that don't know. It's the idea, the fear of things that you don't know, and then putting all this garbage and hoopla and hocus pocus and voodoo shit all, you know, amongst all of that. It's absolutely retarded, you know. I want you to get up there and clean that mind out so that none of this shit can bother you at all, you know, other than just wanting to talk about it, you know, and like gawk at it, you know. Say, look at them, check them out, wow, check them out. Ooh, I don't want what they're eating, you know, or drinking. But anyways, in the Bible, right off the bat, you know, when God is not with his people, it's not like he got up and got out of the temple and flew off with it, you know. That's the visual of it, you know. God has left us. He's hardened our hearts. You know, when he hardened hearts, he was hardening the hearts of Pharaoh. You're Pharaoh. He's the one, he's caused all of this. You know, God is this idea that he's an antagonist, you know, that the idea that he is working with the bad guy, you know. And actually, let's real quick, you know, God is two things. He's a good and a bad, all mixed together. He's got two energies in them. And because he's in us, that makes three of us. Just like in the story yesterday, I don't know if you know it, but that servant was the one that went through everything. He's the one that came in driving the coach, you know, when with the guys that just got married, you know. You know, he's the one that was wrought, you know, from all the what went through with his master, you know. This is the three of us, you know, God, Moses, and Aaron, you know. Then we had God, Jacob, and Israel. All right, that's where we get Israel from. All right, it's when they talk about Jerusalem, they talk about Jerusalem, not the one that's below, that's in bondage, the one that's above. She's the mother of us all. That's in here. Same way with the. I asked the woman. I said, "Well, why is it that the religious people go along with such a hoax where Jesus in the Bible them said if they believe in what Jesus says that his Father does not dwell in a house or in any temple that was made by man, that it was not made by his tools, that it was completed without making any noise. You understand? That's just the funny thing about it is that he says his Father's not in these places. He doesn't dwell in them. He even says that the earth is not his kingdom. He wants to take over. He controls. He wants this idea. That's that idea whenever we finally give him over and we get that golden chain or leash around us, that bit, you know. Then it's his. You know, then it's his. Then it's the higher. It actually becomes hers. We actually become all one family. And then we ride off together in our coach happily ever after. We are the only ones. We are the high priest. They have a high priest that goes in and tosses, you know, a couple of dice in order to make the decisions for the Jewish people. So they use divining situations and their magic in order to do this. This is what they do. Instead of the idea, the law was to honor mother and father. You know, the law is to keep the feast in remembrance. The law is to kill the lamb, sacrifice the lamb. You know, the idea was to come home every now and then. That's all. That's what it was asking. It says go out in the wilderness for 3 days. It's to connect, you know, with the Lord. And the idea is that, you know, when you're by yourself, you're one. The dormant side is the female side, and she's laying in this desolation and isolation, and she's just waiting to be commanded by this other side. But the only way up is to do this, is to, you know, that this we have the mother of us all and Father divided down the middle, where one is not allowed to go into the skin. The one that represents the male side is not allowed to go into the other side, and she is not allowed to interfere. She can't. All right. That gives the carnal mind superior strength over the body, and then the body gives its strength up to the outside. There's the old three that's kind of like, you know, you're missing the girl. You're missing the female energy. And that's why they talk about, you know, hooking up with mankind as being queer, you know, or being homosexual, and that it's an abomination is because your womankind is the spiritual side. So mankind is supposed to hook up. You know, I mean, man is not supposed to hook up with mankind. Man is supposed to hook up with womankind. That's all that means. So it means that the mind is not supposed to hook up with the outside world, and the church is in the outside world. And here they are ushering in something where, you know, God says your kingdom is inside of you. This is where the kingdom is. And when you know it, what happens is that it takes the little birth of a little child, of the child of light, that comes up and climbs that ladder up there and sits in mom's lap, and makes dad and mom and you all one happy family. All three of you in one. You know, so there's only really two ways to read the Bible, and that's wrong and the right way. There's only two ways to serve the Lord too. There's one way that's right, and there's a mess of ways that are wrong. But, you know, there isn't there isn't a whole lot of interpretation on what's found on the inside of the Bible. It just repeats itself over and over again like a beacon. There's no temple being built except when your little child finally comes up there and rebuilds it. It's between him, that idea of all three together builds a whole new temple. And then you want to take care of that, and you want to maintain it in some way. That's the new temple, you know. It has nothing to do with the physical side whatsoever, you know. But they feel like, that they're really rushing in because this praying for the end of times, and Bach, Ma, Allah, and all that crap, they're like, just spewing. This is vomit. This is vomit being hurled from the lower conscious. It's just sick, and it makes other people sick because they want other people to be sick. You gotta believe in this. If you're not going along with this, then this ain't working. I got up and walked out of this place. I got up and walked out of it. I took 10 years off of television. I got some of that programming out of myself. But no, you don't have to play it. That's the idea of being of the world or with the world. My dyslexia gets me mixed up which one it is, but I'm not with that group. I'm not out there with that group, until I have to make some money. But you'll find it in these stories. I gotta go down. I want to see if any of my brethren's alive after that last smiting, Says, well, go down, check it out. Go with God. And of course you do. So you're not, when you come back down again, you're not left all by yourself, and it's not fighting me to keep me from painting and stuff like that. I just would rather do this instead, So, don't worry about me. I'll make my way. I will. But I'm going to keep all this up. Don't follow. They're going to blow us up anyways, but, you don't have to believe in all that stuff, just to play and to belong. You're supposed to learn how to learn about yourself, because maybe it's all for your next life. It's all clean out now. Maybe you have years or lives and lives and lives and lives worth of crap inside of you. Get that shit out of there now. Who cares what's going on in this world of ours? We ain't got no control over that part of it. Not really. Charity starts at home. I love you guys. Take care.